Good afternoon, children. Welcome in our online SSC class. Today we are going to learn Chapter 10, The Rise of Small Kingdoms in North India. Children, you will very surprised to know about the facts of the small kingdoms, those were arose in North India after the declination of King Harshvardhan. In this chapter, we will go through the small kingdoms of North India. It is very interesting to know a lot about them. Children, this age is called the age of three empires. The reason behind it that up to 750 CE and 1000 CE, the three empires, the Rashtrakutas, the Palas and the Pratiharas were dealing with great power in North India. Here some pictures we are able to see. It is related to the Ellora caves, then Khajuraho temple, then Sun temple of Konark, and here this temple is a Mahadev temple of Khajuraho. Disintegration of the kingdom. Children, do you remember King Harshvardhan? We have already learned about King Harshvardhan in class 6. Actually, he was the last ruler of ancient history. Harshvardhan was famous for his religious policy. Yes, children, Harshvardhan was the king who used to give all his belongings in the Magh Mela. Yes, well remembered, King Harshvardhan. He was the last great ruler of ancient India. After his death, the whole empire disintegrated into many small kingdoms. The two main reasons of this disintegration were due to the miserable economic condition and the lack of proper administration by his weak successors. So these are the two main reasons. Now, this was the period of political instability in North India. Now let's know about the three kingdoms of that period. Those kingdoms were the Rashtrakutas, the Palas and the Pratiharas. The Rashtrakutas took over the control in north part of Deccan. The Palas in the eastern India, Bengal and Bihar region. The Pratiharas in Avanti, southern Rajasthan and Gujarat. So these are the most famous rulers and kingdoms of the North India. Now let's know a surprising fact about these three famous kingdoms. The surprising fact is that these three kingdoms were continuously engaged in war. They established their supremacy among them, and the tripartite struggle for Kannauj is very famous in the medieval history. Ahead we will learn about the tripartite struggle for Kannauj. The Rashtrakutas. The Rashtrakutas established the most powerful empire in northern Deccan in 753 CE. They become the masters of the large area of the present Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra and Karnataka. Children, I have also added the map in which the premises of Rashtrakutas is shown. This map has been taken from Google. The speciality of these kingdoms is that it was a bridge between North and South India. One thing I also want to add here, children, as we are learning about the small kingdoms in North India, we will also learn about small kingdoms in South India in the next chapter. So let's know about the Rashtrakutas. For your convenience, I have given some points under which it is easy to learn and memorize the name of the kings and about their administration, about their religion, about their art, language, etc. So the Rashtrakutas established as the most powerful kingdom in North Deccan in 753 CE. And their premises were Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra and Karnataka. So the speciality of this kingdom is that it was a bridge between North and South India. Now let's know about the founder king of this kingdom. King Dati Durga is considered to be the real founder of the Rashtrakuta Empire. Second point is well-known rulers. Dati Durga was the founder king and the well-known rulers were Govinda III and Amogh Varsha. They were the two well-known rulers of the Rashtrakuta Empire. Now let's go through the administration. The Rashtrakutas were very great warriors, art lovers and scholars. They took up titles like Chakravarti, Maharaja Dhiraj and Param Bhattarak. Not only this, they also maintained huge army. Things to remember here is the titles they took to show their power. Those titles were Chakravarti, Maharaja Dhiraj and Param Bhattarak. Now let's see the religion. So Rashtrakutas were the followers of Jainism, but they patronized Buddhists, Hindus and Muslims also. In the section of art and language, the Rashtrakuta rulers were great patrons of art and language. The rock-cut temples of Ellora belonging to Hindu, Buddhist and Jain sects are the proof of the religious tolerance of the Rashtrakutas. King Amogh Varsha was a great lover of Sanskrit language. He wrote Kavirag Marga on the earliest work of Kannada poetry. Things to remember here is the name of King Amogh Varsha, who was a great lover of Sanskrit language, and his work was Kavirag Marga, and it is one of the earliest work of Kannada poetry. Now let's come to the declination of this kingdom. By the end of 10th century, the Chalukyas crushed the power of Rashtrakutas and took over the control over the kingdom. Okay, now we are going to learn about the Palas. Palas, who belongs to the eastern India, means Bengal and Bihar. Very limited information is available about the history of Bengal for the period between the death of King Harsha and the ascending of Palas. Now let's know about the founder king. You will be very surprised to know that the founder king of this kingdom was elected. The people of Bengal elected Gopala as their king to maintain peace and order and set up an empire which ruled over for about 400 years. So the elected king at that time was King Gopala. Now let's see the great rulers. The successor of Gopala used Palas after their name and hence they came to be known as Pala dynasty. Means they use Pala after their name as their title. Dharmapala was the greatest ruler of Pala dynasty. He set up a center for Buddhist education, which is known as Vikramshil Vihar. So things to remember here is King Dharmapala was the greatest ruler of Pala dynasty, and he set up the Center for Buddhist Education, which was known as Vikramshil Vihar. His son Devpala extended the Pala Empire, and he also defeated the Huns. The thing to remember here is the son of Dharmapala, who belonged to the Pala dynasty. At first, the founder king was Gopal, then his son Dharmapala, then again his son Devpala. And Devpala is famous because he defeated the Huns. Now let's see the religions. The Pala rulers were the followers of Buddhism. Many scholars were sent to distant countries to spread Buddhism. They also gave generous grants to Brahmins to build temples. So this is the speciality of the kings of Pal dynasty, that they used to give generous grants to the Brahmins also to build temples. Have a look on the map which has been taken from Google. Pala is shown here in red color. Do you know West Bengal at that time was known as Goda and East Bengal as Vanga. The famous Nalanda University was revived during this empire. You mind this, that the famous Nalanda University was revived during this empire. Now the next kingdom we are going to learn about is the Pratiharas. Look at the map, children. In this map, Gurjar Pratiharas is shown, and the fact about these Pratiharas is they were known as Gurjar Pratiharas because they originated from Gujarat. Now let's know about the founder king of Pratihara Empire. So the founder king of Pratihara Empire was Nagbhat I. Great ruler. The great ruler of this dynasty was Mihir Bhoj. He conquered Kannauj around 836 CE. Now let's see the administration of the Pratiharas. The Pratiharas were great warriors. They fought many battles with the Palas and the Rashtrakutas. The brave Pratiharas stopped the Arab invasion for nearly 300 years. So this is the administration of the Pratiharas. Now let's know about the art and architecture. The Pratiharas were also great patrons of art and literature. King Mihir Bhoj. Mihir Bhoj was the greatest ruler of this dynasty. Himself was a well-known scholar. Regional languages developed at a fast rate under Pratihara rulers. During this time, early forms of Marathi and Gujarati is spoken in Western India. Bengali, Assamese and Oriya became popular in Eastern India. Now the very special thing of these Pratihara kings were the temples made by them at that period. The beautiful temples of Khajuraho, Kanchipuram, Tanjore, Bhubaneswar, Puri and Konark were beautiful temples built during the rule of the Pratihara rulers. Now one thing more, the art of miniature painting. Children, do you know miniature painting? Miniature painting means a small painting executed with great detail. So the art of miniature painting also started during this time. Now let's have a look on the map given here. In this, I am going to highlight the premises of the Palas, the Rashtrakutas and the Gurjar Pratiharas. Now the center of attraction was Kannauj. Let's learn about the tripartite struggle for Kannauj. The tripartite struggle. Kannauj was considered a symbol of power in North India. The three kingdoms, the Rashtrakutas, the Palas, and the Pratiharas were continuously engaged in a struggle to possess Kannauj because it was a symbol of power that time. So their struggle for supremacy was known as tripartite struggle. This is very important and this is very famous struggle of the Rashtrakutas, the Palas and the Pratiharas in the medieval period, and you must remember this tripartite struggle for Kannauj. As you have seen just now in the map that Kannauj is situated in the middle of the Palas, the Pratiharas and the Rashtrakutas empire. And as it was the symbol of power, these three kingdoms were engaged continuously to possess Kannauj. Their struggle for supremacy was known as tripartite struggle. Each of them succeed in occupying Kannauj in turns. The continuous battle weakened them and finally led to the declination of all these three great powers of North India. Their empires then disintegrated into many small kingdoms within a period of 100 years. Children, do you know the 5 kingdoms which emerged from the Pratihara Empire were: first, the Chauhans of Rajasthan; second, the Garhwals of Kannauj; third, the Solankis of Gujarat; fourth, the Parmars of Malwa; fifth, the Chandels of Bundelkhand. So these are the 5 kingdoms which emerged from the Pratihara Empire that time. Children, after learning the lesson, you must learn these words given here. First is patrons. Patrons means a person who supports and the artist, writers, etc. with money, gift or endorsement. Second word is miniature painting, means a small painting executed with great detail. So in this time we have learned about the kingdoms of the Rashtrakutas, the Palas and the Pratiharas. Pratiharas were well known as Gurjar Pratihara because they originated from Gujarat. So we have learned about the rulers, the founder rulers, the great rulers, their administrations, their religion, etc. So in our next section, we will learn about Rajputs. Thank you.